Welcome back to the GTN Show. Now, despite lockdown, there are still some incredible performances coming out of this pandemic. We had a staggering new 5,000 meter running world record this past weekend, as well as a new channel swimming record. And again, we have triathletes ripping up the cycling scene. Heather is going to be joining us later on in this show. She's also going to be bringing us the race news, as well as taking a look through some pretty fun photos sent in by you guys this week. Imagine running a kilometre in 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and then backing up with another kilometre in 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and another, and another, and another. Well, that is basically what Joshua Cheptegei did at the weekend over the Diamond League meet in Monaco, en route to setting a new 5,000 metre world record, a time that now stands at 12 minutes 35 seconds 0.36, beating the previous world record by a whole 2 seconds, set by none other than Bekele back in 2004. So that record stood for over 16 years. And you know what? The only person to have got within 5 seconds of that previous world record over the 16 years is Bekele himself. So understandably, this has caused a pretty big stir in the running world over the week, and a lot of people just simply trying to get their head around that insane pace. And I particularly enjoyed this post from the adventurer and ultra runner Kilian Jornet over on his Instagram. He posted a video of himself running around the athletics track, and he said, try heading down to your own local athletics track and running a lap in 60 seconds. Or running 100 meters in 15 seconds. And then you'll start to understand how insanely fast it is to run at this speed for 5 kilometers. And he is right, it works out at 60.43 seconds per lap for 12 and a half laps, which has kind of given us an idea here at GTN, because perhaps we can run at this 5K pace as a relay. It's pretty ambitious, 60 seconds per lap. So I think we're going to need some help. So if you out there think you can run a lap of the athletics track in 60 seconds or maybe 200 meters at the same pace, get in touch, get involved in the comments section below, or get in touch with us directly. Ideally, you have to live in the UK or you're happy to travel quite a way. But I think we've got an idea in store and it could make quite an exciting video. Do get in touch. But he was not the only one to be breaking records over the weekend, because actually in the same meet, we had the Norwegian Jakob Ingebrigtsen in the 1500 meters. He set a new European record in a time of 3 minutes, 28 seconds, 0.68, and at just the age of 19, which also means he set a new junior world record. So perhaps lockdown has been good for some people. And moving on from one set of records to another, we now have the Channel crossing. That is swimming from the coast of the UK to the coast of France. The shortest route is around 21 miles, obviously dependent on currents and tides. Well, this weekend, Chloe McCardel crossed in 10 hours and 40 minutes, making her 35th Channel crossing. That puts her second on the all-time list of the most Channel crossings and passes the men's record, which stands at 34. But to add to the stress of just the swim itself, she also had the worry of potentially having to go into quarantine once she steps foot in France. Fortunately though, she was advised that providing she observes social distancing when she steps foot on land and throughout the event, and she is on land for no more than 10 minutes, all would be okay. So she literally completed the 21 odd miles of swimming, set foot on land for literally a few minutes before jumping back in the water and swimming back to her support boat. What a way to finish. Well, moving on, and a couple of weeks back, we discussed how triathletes seem to be dominating the cycling and time trial scene. And it would seem like they have continued to do so, at least they have done here in the UK, because this weekend we had the National 100-mile Time Trial Championships, actually taking place just down the road from us here. And we had a triathlete in the women's race in first, third, and fifth. We had Katrina Matthews taking the overall win in a time of 3 hours, 55 minutes. Alex Clay was in second in 4:01, so quite a convincing win by Katrina Matthews there. Ruth Ussell in third in a time of 4:06, so around 11 minutes back on Katrina. And then we had Laura Sadal in fifth in 4 hours and 10 minutes. Apparently Katrina Morrison was also doing really well, but sadly suffered a puncture mid-race. Now, it has been absolutely amazing to see so many people taking on challenges during this lockdown, given that obviously so many events are being cancelled. And we did witness Kieran McPherson taking on an Ironman in his backyard just a couple of months ago. But it seems like that wasn't quite enough for him, as he really has upped the ante with this challenge. He's decided to do a triathlon the length of New Zealand. That is going from Bluff to Cape Reinga. That's from the very bottom of the South Island to the top of the North. And he started this crazy 2,000 kilometer challenge on the 2nd of August. Swimming, cycling and running every day, a total of around 180 kilometers each day. And he had got in sight of around 400 kilometers from the end, when unfortunately Auckland went into level 2 lockdown due to COVID-19. So he's had to put his challenge on hold for now, which is a great shame. Apparently, if it does go down to level 1 soon, he will be able to and may consider continuing. But Christ, what a shame. So close, and obviously doing so well, covering quite a distance each day. We hope you can continue soon, Kieran. And finally, from me on the news, I think we've all got pretty used to events being cancelled. And if you're anything like me, it's all become a bit of a blur. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of have switched off to the news of cancelled events. But there was one event that we were really looking forward to here on GTN. It was the Super League Triathlon in Jersey, which is due to take place on the weekend of the 20th of September. Now, simply due to the uncertainty of COVID-19, unfortunately, Super League Triathlon and the government of Jersey have decided to cancel the event, which is obviously a great shame. However, Super League Triathlon have decided to launch what they call their community challenge. That is involving the community, the people living on the island of Jersey, to get involved in this challenge. They collectively have to log 20,000 kilometers of either swimming, cycling, running or walking between the 1st of September and the 20th of September, which would have been that race weekend. If they manage to do that, RBC, which is the Super League Triathlon's title sponsor, will donate £20,000 to the charity Mind Jersey, which is based in Jersey, which is absolutely awesome. So get going, Jersey.
Hey guys, it's my turn now, and guess what? Mark has let me loose on tech news. I mean, who'd have thought that? Well, today we are going to start with a new shoe from Puma. It's been designed with their MIT design lab, and it's for active lifestyle and runners. This new shoe is known as the Calibrate Runner. And Puma have said they worked with MIT Lab Design to look at individual running athletes' specifics and figure out pressure points to then design this structure. And they've used a material called Zetic, and apparently the name of that comes from auxetic materials, which are structures that have specific behaviors when subjected to mechanical stresses such as compression. So rather important when it comes to training. Now, these do look as though they've been 3D printed, but it's foam as opposed to plastic, and the result is a rather futuristic, kind of funky looking shoe. Let's move on to goggles now. We're talking smart goggles and we're not talking form. It's a brand called Vuzix, which until now we have to admit we've missed. I don't know if they've been out there a while or not, but it's hard to find that much on their product. It does seem that they are based mainly on using products that can help in the office. So it's all about projecting information and data onto glasses. Well, they've used the technology from their smart glasses, their M100 glasses, and taken this over to the goggles. And the great or the exciting part about it is it doesn't actually have to come with a set goggles. It can be used in any goggles, and apparently you can even play videos as well. So there's to those long boring swim sessions, you could simply just stick GTN on and drift off. I mean, plow up and down the pool whilst watching us. I mean, I'd love to try them, but they aren't cheap. That's all we've got for the moment, but apparently they come in at around $499, whereas form would be around $199. So fairly high on the price point. Right, race news, it's just Ironman VR number 19 this week. And again, the athletes were swimming 500 meters, cycling 40K with a 3K run to finish. And it was Łukasz Wojcik who won the men's. He's a former Olympic swimmer. I just want to note the time of 5 minutes, 16 seconds to swim 500 meters. Basically, that's about a 103 per 100 for 5 in a row, so rather impressive. Second was Clay Emg, and Dirk de Culver was third in the men's. The women's was won by Lenny Ramsey, Laura Zimmerman was second, and Kinsey Lane third. Okay, it's picture time. We're going to start things off with some swimming photos sent in by Lana in St. Petersburg, Russia. And I must admit, when I saw these pictures and the event, I went and looked it up. Might be entering next year. It looks amazing. This, she says, racing is finally back in our neighborhood. For 3 years, I was dreaming of this event. And this year I made it by pure chance and completed the open water race in the heart of St. Petersburg, Russia. 2.3-kilometer course around the iconic Paul and Peter Fortress. And talk of iconic places to swim. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Awesome. And wonderful pictures as well. Thanks, Lana, for sharing those. This next one's rather impressive as well. It's sent in by Victor. So a very nice coffee break during a group ride, bringing some cool air on these hot days. Now this is from Neuhausen am Rheinfall. I'm presuming that's in Germany. And it kind of looks like you've stopped in front of a big poster or something. Lovely. Now, Simon, this one, we've got some brilliant pictures this week. This one says, looking out into our beautiful garden. Now you need a bit of imagination. Into Lego world. He says, my daughter built some gym equipment for her Lego superstore. So we added a smart trainer, purchased a home pain cave equipped with free weights and a treadmill. Ironman training has begun. I mean, you have to look closely at that, but that's impressive. Dedication and imagination. Love it. And finally, from Arthur. Now, before you say anything, yes, we have had this bike modification in before, but Arthur's has actually gone to the trouble of showing all the modifications step by step after I featured it. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. So he says, the DIY Speedmax modification on my Fuji Normcom 2.5 works great after some modification of the height of the aerofoil. You can also see it, a bento box to hold things you need for the ride. So yeah, you need to take a closer look at this one. I did ask him at the time how it was actually out on the road. And yeah, it looks like modification and it's all there. Great stuff. And a wonderful selection this week. Feel quite spoiled, but whatever you're up to, I know we're lacking races at the moment. So use your imagination and share those photos with us. You can do it using the uploader. You can find the link in the description below or on screen now. It's Capcom time, and you remember this photo we had last week where we've got 4 runners-up and a winner. Let's start things off with Keep On Trying, who says, I guess the jelly wasn't quite set. Len Whitrock, you know it's going to be a long race when you realise too late that you put on the wrong cap and goggles for the swim. Hansy Boy, I guess it's not too late to do the ice bucket challenge again, right? And Psycho, water you're looking at. Sorry, I didn't realise until I was reading that one. I like it, you got me. But our winner of the GTN cap this week is Timothy Wharton. I have got to get my sweat rate figured out. Yeah, you have. Well done, Timothy. To make sure you send your details in and we'll get a cap sent out to you. And this week we have a bit of synchro swimming for you guys to share your wonderful captions on. So make sure you leave those suggestions in the comments below. And as we round up the show this week, there's still plenty more. We've got a bit of a versus theme coming up this weekend, as we have a challenge of swimmer versus runner. Mark against myself. I'm not going to let you guys know who was doing which, but that's going to be a big one. We've also got paced versus non-paced. And if you're looking for some new items to spice up your wardrobe, we've got some brand new GTN casual t-shirts with a little bit of a kind of summer theme to them. So do check those out in the GTN shop. The link is on screen now. Remember, you can give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and you can hit the globe to subscribe to make sure you get all of our videos at GTN. And before you go, a couple of videos you might like to take a look at. We had a Zwift cat and mouse where Tim Don was chasing down the GTN team. You can find that one just here. And we've got number 3 in the series of Couch to 5K, where I'm coaching Pippa to a fast 5K, and that is just down here.